Hey YouTube, this is Radiantxela. I'm finally back from my holiday in Barcelona, and I came back and saw the most amazing news ever. I finally reached 100 subscribers. I was so happy when I saw that people actually like to watch my movies, so I figured it was time to upload the newest deck of the month. It's one that I've been taking quite a lot of time to make, and I've been testing it like 100 times. It works really awesome against most decks. It has a couple of drawbacks, of course, but which deck doesn't? So I'll just go and take you through it. This deck's theme is Rulers of the World. And let's see if we can get the cam into position. Yep. Without having it fucking up. Okay, there. And we'll start off with the Treeborn Frog. The Treeborn Frog is an amazing small monster which is easily summoned and resummoned. DD Crawl, it's very awesome for countering cards like Monster Reborn and Destiny Hero Dasher, who quite a lot of people uses. Spirit Reaper, because it's basically invincible against anything but spells and traps. Marshmallow, the indestructible little fellow, which looks like Einstein. And then we got Morphing Jar, because he's awesome for redrawing your hand. Necro Gardener, he's just, I consider him a stable monster actually, because he first of all blocks in defense, and then when he's in the grave you can remove from play and negate an attack. Newspaper Grandmo, stable bouncer, field control. Sangan for taking out like Treeborn Frog or Marshmallow or Gilosaurus, because he's quick summonable in the first round and then tributable. Snipe Hunter, he's a stable monster for the ultimate destruction. They finally put this guy off the ban list, and I was so happy to find it out. It's Breaker, the Magical Warrior. He has 1900 when he gets on the field because he gains a spell counter. And as long as he has a spell counter, he gains 300 additional attack points. And when you remove it, he's like an MST, so he's an MST monster in 4 stars. Solga, I don't see why people don't run this guy anymore. It's awesome. When he's tributed successfully for a tribute zone, you gain 2000 life points. I can't see why people don't use him. I do. Then another of my small favorites, Cyber Dragon. They freaking limited him down to 1, while Jinso is able to 3. I don't get it, but I don't make the ban list, so. Now my favorite 3 cards in this deck: King's Knight, Queen's Knight, and Jack's Knight. I know that 2 of them, the Queens and the Jacks, are actually normal monsters, but they're so easy to summon out using like Queen's Knight and then double summoning King's Knight, and then Jack's Knight comes out, and then you have already got 3 monsters in the field. And I personally think they're pretty good, especially for if you want to deal some heavy damage in very slow time. Then I've got 2 Sarborg, the Thunder Monarch. He's the Saber of this deck. He destroys a monster when he comes out, 1 tributed, 2400. Curse, the Light Monarch, is a pretty new one. I'm considering using 2, but currently I just have 1. You can fit in 2 if you want to. He's pretty cool. He can destroy 2 cards when he gets on the field, even when he's normal summoned and special summoned. That's the only monarch which actually activates its effect by special summoning. So I think he's awesome. The only drawback to this guy is he can't attack during the turn he's summoned. Kai's the Shadow Monarch. I do have 2 of him in this deck, but the other one is currently in my Evil Hero pockets. So there is 2 Kai's in this deck. He's at the remove from play guy. Mobius, I just got my hands on this one in Ultimate Rare First Edition. Haha, it's so awesome. He's the Defroster. He'd take care of all the spells and traps you'd want him to. An awesome monster. Rise of the Storm Monarch. I hate the day they limited this guy, because I'm now able to get my hands on the second one, which I have been thinking about doing. Well, he's the bouncer. He bounces any card you'd want on the opponent's side of the field back into the top of their deck. It's provocation at a higher level. Alright, the traps. This one should be used more often than it is. It's called Conscription. It works like this. You flip the opponent's top card of the deck, and then if it's a monster, it gets special summoned to your side of the field. If not, it gets added to his hand. So basically, you can either be lucky and get a monster to tribute for anything, or deal a direct attack, or you can be unlucky and your opponent gets a free draw, which you by the way know what is, so it's not actually a cool drawback. Alright, then we got Sinister Seeds. Place your Treeborn Frog in attack mode and let it get destroyed, then use this guy. Then you get 1 Sinister Seed token or something like that for every 500 points of damage you've taken. I believe that's pretty awesome, since like Treebone has 100 attack, and then you lose like, for example, 1500 life points, then you get 3 tokens for tributes. Trap Hole, I just got my hands on it in super rare. I want to get a higher rating, but it's just for taking out any monster summoned by the opponent. Torrential Tribute, take out anything when summoned. Negate attack, block off the opponent's attacks if you don't want to get hit right now. Buttonless Trap Hole, it's basically Trap Hole but for remove from place. Barbaco is pretty special. It negates any destruction of your monsters and any battle damage you might lose this turn. So it's a pretty cool card. Good for playing around with your opponent. Sakuretsu Armor. Gonna exchange it for a Mirror Force when I get one. Okay, now for the spells. Double Summon. Basically for the King's Knight, Queen's Knight combo. So we can get Jack's Knight on the field. But it can be used for like the Monarchs as well. So Mystical Space Typhoon. We get Shrink as well. To provoke. I haven't used that one quite a lot yet. Monster Reborn. This is a very good stable, and they just banned Premature Burial and Call of the Haunted, so you gotta use Monster Reborn to get your monsters back. There's also Revealing Lights, stable for holding on. Heavy Storm in super rare. I don't know if you can see it. Around where I live, it's pretty rare to get Heavy Storm in anything but common, so I think it's pretty good that I got one in super rare. Soul Exchange for getting rid of your opponent's monsters and perhaps getting a Monarch like Mobius on the field. Enemy Controller. This one works for really good provocation field control actions. Brain Control. I call it a stable, many don't, because you have to pay 800 life points and then you gain control of an opponent's monster. I think that's good. And the last card in the deck, which I personally love, Cost Down. It was so amazingly freaking fucking hard to get my hands on, and now I got it. It's an ultra rare, and what it basically does is you only discard a card to activate it. Then one monster card in your hand gets deleted by 2 levels, which means Kuros the Light Monarch becomes a normal summon, and any of the other monarchs does as well. Which means that, first of all, Kuros' effect is activated because it's either normal summoned or special summoned by him, and you can just get a 2400 beast easy to the field. So that was this deck. Now I would like to say thanks again for the 100 subscribers. Applause to you guys. I really am glad that you're enjoying my videos this much. As I've said on a broadcast, I'm gonna do a lot of other stuff now. Except for just Deck of the Months and Card of the Weeks, we have the Dares the Duel event still going on. We'll just need to get our duels ready and uploaded. It's kinda hard to get them sleek and small so that YouTube will accept them. They suck at that. And then I'm gonna do like creating new cards and such, which you can watch. And I'm gonna do like I'm creating a Yu-Gi-Oh! Fantasy board game like Dungeons and Dragons but with Yu-Gi-Oh! Which I've already made quite a lot of rules for and wrote down as well. And I'm gonna make a Yu-Gi-Oh! Story. If you would like to read it, then you can write me and then I'll see if I can get it up. So that's Radiantxela. I'm saying thanks for the Deck of the Month September. Thank you for watching, and I please do hope you will comment and rate and subscribe to me. So I see you guys, and thanks a lot.